By 2025, the World Bank estimates that humans will produce nearly 5 trillion pounds of trash every year in urban areas alone. That's roughly 1/36 of the entire biomass of the Earth, and an unbelievable portion of it will likely end up in landfills, floating in a giant garbage patch in the ocean, or just littering the streets. But in the past few decades, countries and NGOs around the world have set out to prevent this bleak, trashy future by essentially inventing a new economic principle to eliminate trash altogether. So, could we really create a zero-waste future? Well, in an earlier video, we touched on Sweden buying neighboring countries' trash. Some nations, like Norway, find it cheaper to ship their refuse to Sweden instead of paying a landfill tax back home. In turn, Sweden uses that trash in special factories that turn it into electricity, thereby reusing it for their energy needs. So that's one way to make or save money using the more than $400 billion global waste market. But that mostly just covers burning or destroying trash to use for energy. And in most cases of trash shipping, it still is dumped in a landfill. One study in the United States showed that 3/4 of trash is recyclable, and that's money that's literally being thrown away. The real financial opportunity is in a form of recycling called a circular economy. This economic principle came about in a 1990 paper by British environmental economists, who realized that the current economy provides no real incentive to recycle, and nearly all products are built to eventually be thrown away. A circular economy doesn't just encourage environmental conservation. It's a forward-thinking plan to engineer and design products to produce the least amount of trash possible. For example, modern smartphones are very expensive and full of rare minerals, high-tech electronics, and fairly durable parts. But most phones are simply thrown away, when instead, a circular economy would provide a market where those phones are easily disassembled, working parts are swapped out, and instead of manufacturing brand new units, new phone models could incorporate old phones in the manufacturing process. The viability of the system can already be seen in China, where entire towns base their economies on sorting through electronic waste to save reusable parts. In 2015, the European Union adopted a new circular economy package designed to encourage the system by funding implementation efforts as well as setting up regulations on waste that incentivize recycling programs. The idea is to close the loop from the end of a product's life cycle to the creation of a new product. In doing so, the EU hopes to maximize the amount of energy that's extractable from raw materials and contribute to their sustainability goals by 2020. With an initial investment of €5.5 billion for waste management alone, the project is a huge step towards a trash-free Europe. But it isn't just governments working to shore up their waste. Over the last 10 years, commodities have effectively tripled in cost, pushing companies to look into implementing circular economies within their own production lines as a financial measure. The French motor vehicle company, Renault, is one of the leading proponents of a circular economy, with some cars made to be 90% recyclable and with most cars being made from 30% recycled parts. Renault estimates that a circular economy, just in European manufacturing alone, could be worth as much as $630 billion. As trash continues to flood every corner of the world, it's only a matter of time before it starts affecting our day-to-day lives, with some countries like China and India already feeling the ill effects. A circular economy provides not only the financial incentive to recycle, but also tackles one of the most important environmental issues of the modern era. The Japanese town of Kamikatsu is a model of reducing waste, as it composts, reuses, or recycles up to 80% of its trash. Learn more about this town that's leading the way towards a zero-waste world in this video.
In this small Japanese town, residents take the concept of recycling very seriously.
アルミ缶、スチール缶、スプレー缶、ペットボトルのキャップ。
They separate their trash into a whopping 34 categories.
Thanks for watching Secret Daily. Don't forget to like and subscribe for new videos every day.